Hi guys, welcome back to Fernbus with the basic economy, where last time we completed the Berlin to Erfurt route to set up the eastern hub, and now we're going to do Erfurt to München to set up the southern hub. So we'll set up a new route from Erfurt going down to München, and I'm pretty sure this will need a rest stop, and there is one down there, so that will be fine. That should be okay. It'll be route 5, so we need to go into our spreadsheet. It's 437 kilometres and 4 hours 57 minutes. It's over 4 hours, so it will need a rest stop. Okay, so Erfurt to München, 437 kilometres. Now we're going to need a higher price for this, so we'll go 38.99 bought in advance and 45.49 if they buy it on the day. That should do it. Okay, so route 5, Erfurt to München. It was 4 hours 57 and 437 kilometres. Pretty sure that was right. Yep. 38.99 and 45.49. Okay. Pop route 5 in there. That'll pull through our ticket prices. Routes list is fine. And route 5 running on 7 days. That looks fine. Starting at 10:12. I've got this one, so that's fine. Okay, we should be alright with that. So let's go back to Fernbus and save the route. And we'll be at the depot in Erfurt ready to go down and pick up our passengers. And once we get in the bus, I'll mention something else. Turn on the aircon. Okay, so we'll turn on these clearances. And sometimes as you drive, you'll get a message saying that the Wi-Fi has gone down or the restroom is blocked. And they will start complaining that either they can't access the Wi-Fi or they can't use the restroom. When that happens, what you need to do is, if it's a Wi-Fi, you pull over and you turn off the Wi-Fi clearance. If it's a restroom, you turn off the restroom clearance. And once you turn the clearance off, they will stop complaining. So the way you solve the problem is to turn the clearance off. What they do about not being able to use the restroom, well, they just have to wait until you get to the other end of the route. But basically, if that happens and they start complaining, you just turn off the appropriate clearance. So we'll see if that happens. It hasn't happened to us yet, but it's happened to me quite a few times. It hasn't happened with anything else, any other clearances, but it has happened with Wi-Fi and restroom. So we'll see if we get that happen. So we're going to need this rest stop. So if we look at the map, the other side of Nuremberg, there is this rest stop here. And as I said in a previous video, there is a way round it if there is no rest stop, particularly on a multi-stop route. There is a way round if there is no rest stop, because there is a lack of rest stops in them. They are adding more, but on some routes there actually just isn't a rest stop available, but there is a way round it that does seem to work, or at least seems to work sometimes. Okay, let's go and pick our passengers up. Let's hope we've got enough to make a profit. We need about 10 passengers as a rule. pin will normally do it. Longer the route, the higher the costs, but then the higher the fare, so around about 10 is normally the break-even point. And if some of them are buying tickets rather than prepaid, even better, because obviously they're more expensive and that makes us more money. So the ideal thing is always to have a couple actually buying tickets from you, but that's controlled by Fernbus, so we can't do anything about that. You'll notice I haven't been refueling. That's because when I've started a new route, I've always started from the depot, and you refueled in the depot basically. If you're doing a longer route and you need to refuel, once you drop passengers off, you can drive to a fuel station or depot, refuel, and then go back and pick up the next set of passengers. But we haven't had to do that. When you start from a depot, you're automatically refueled anyway. And there's generally enough fuel to do a pretty long journey there and back without needing to refuel anyway. Okay. Get down into Erfurt. Drive with which will be very familiar by now. You should be able to see that filling in the spreadsheet takes very little time at all. So to add that little bit of an economy simulation doesn't take any time, doesn't affect your Fernbus gameplay in any way whatsoever. It isn't difficult. It's just that when you're doing a multi-stop route with lots of different ticket rates, you probably need a pen and paper or something just to note who's buying which tickets. That's the only time it gets a little complicated, but you can make it as simple or as complicated as you want, really. Still can't do anything about traffic lights, I'm afraid. Traffic lights are still traffic lights. Misbehaving AI, still misbehaving AI. But so far it's been reasonably good, I have to say. You've got to have some strange things go on to provide a challenge, otherwise you'd just be driving around in traffic and it'd be pretty boring if the AI didn't do some crazy things. Make sure I'm not blocking the road, but I can see the traffic light as well. Unfortunately, out in the corners sometimes they don't always give you a lot of room to get round the corners. You do need a bit of room to swing round. Okay, here's the Bahnhof. And here's our passengers. There's a few. Wonder if there's anybody buying tickets. Let's hope so. Better log into the phone, I guess. Be a good idea. So as usual, I'm going to do the ones who've already got tickets first, and then if they're already buying tickets, we'll do them last, and that makes it easier to count them. There's one there, at least. Okay.
Guten Tag. Fahren Sie in meine Richtung?
Okay, that's one.
Sehr freundlich.
Mahlzeit. Bin ich hier richtig?
Dankeschön.
Two.
Guten Tag. Sie wollen bestimmt mein Ticket sehen.
Three.
Grüezi, bin ich hier richtig?
Joyce, you're four.
Grüezi, ist das gültig?
Mia's five.
Dankeschön.
Well, he wants a ticket. We'll come back to you, mate.
Salut. Ich hoffe, ich bin hier richtig.
Berlin. No, I'm not going Berlin this time. Sorry.
Grüezi. Hier ist mein Ticket.
Ali, you're six.
Danke
Salut, das Ticket. Bitteschön.
Dion, you
Sehr
seven.
freundlich.
Mahlzeit, hier mein Ticket.
Duisburg, no.
Habe ich das falsche Ticket gebucht?
sehr. Tag. Das Ticket. Bitteschön.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 so far. This guy will be 8 then.
Cool.
So that's 8 done.
Moin. Ich hoffe, ich bin hier richtig.
Pierre will be
Sehr
9.
freundlich.
Bitte sehr.
Layla, that's 10. Let's pop over here, have a look. Okay, so there's 2 people who want to buy tickets. Let's see if they're going the right place.
Hallo. Ich benötige noch ein Ticket.
Yes, excellent.
Vielen Dank.
And this girl.
Salut, ich müsste noch ein Ticket bei Ihnen.
Yes, lovely. You go, young lady.
Sehr freundlich.
You're very welcome. Okay, so we should have 12 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Excellent. Okay, so if I go back to my spreadsheet, we've got 10 who already had tickets and 2 who bought them. That should make us a profit. Should be over the break-even figure. 131 euros, very nice. Assuming we're on time, of course. Which remains to be seen, but we'll do our best. Okay, start the ride. Now we need that rest stop sometime before 2 o'clock. So we'll see what we can do about that. Try and follow the right route, will always be a good thing. Can't sound terribly familiar with the route to München, but thank goodness for the sat-nav, because otherwise I'd be completely lost. Just about be able to see the traffic light from there, hopefully. chipping it down. Doesn't make things any easier when it belts the rain down, but hopefully it's a short-lived shower. Sky looks quite blue, so a bit of luck it will stop. Ooh, thunder. It's a thunderstorm. Less than pleasant weather. I can't control the weather, so you have to put up with it. Worry about the things we can control, like speed limits and following the right route. That would be a good idea. And what the AI is up to, of course. This is not nice weather, is it? Do without this really, but there you go. What can you do? Lovely blue sky in front of us though. So you'd have thought it's going to stop. Oof. Real old storm. Lights are changing. I was hoping I'd get across there, but you've got to be pushing me luck to try and get around there. Yeah, a pretty horrendous thunderstorm. I find I'm not saying a lot because you probably can't hear me over the rain anyway, so Squeaking wipers were going to become a bit annoying. Put them back on when we get out of the tunnel, assuming it's still tipping it down, which I imagine it will be. Oh. Hopefully this weather's going to improve soon. This is not nice. Sky looks quite blue. You'd have thought it was going to dry up. It's obviously an isolated storm. Improving weather, yay! Getting out of the thunderstorm. Thank goodness for that. I'm not sure where we are in relation to Nuremberg, because it's shortly after that we need to make the rest stop, but we're nowhere near 2 o'clock yet, so we should be alright for a while yet. Going reasonably well so far. I think we're doing okay for time. Next priority is to make the rest stop. We're coming up on 12 o'clock, so we've still got a couple of hours. Be nice to see signs to Nuremberg somewhere, and then we'd know once we pass the Nuremberg junction, we'd know we're coming up on the rest stop. combine the rest stop with the police check if we get one, then that's even better, because that's one stop and not two. But then you could get another police check anyway, so it doesn't always work, but just try and maintain a reasonable speed. Avoid any strange AI behaviour if there is any, and hopefully make it on time. It's not a bad journey, this one. It's quite a nice drive, actually. It's not the worst drive in the world, I've got to say. It's a lot of motorway driving, which is where the Treff Hotel Panorama Drive is quite nice, because it's more minor roads, particularly the windy road up to the hotel is quite nice, because it's quite a change from driving on the autobahns, but this is quite nice. I mean, it's not too bad a journey. Scenery is quite nice. Seem to be lots of trees in Berlin, lots of forests around, because there's a black forest somewhere. I'm not quite sure where that is, but there seem to be lots of forest areas around. Very nice. Of course, you also get less motorway driving, I think, when you get down into Austria and Switzerland. Though I haven't driven that as much, I have to admit, but we'll see when we start driving some of that. But I think you get more mountain roads and less motorways, I think. We will see. And of course there was the Used free DLC, which added a couple of extra stops on an island, and that's not motorway, so to speak. More minor road stuff, really. Across a nice bridge, if I recall. Still not seen anything of Nuremberg. I'd really quite like to see a sign to Nuremberg, so I know where this rest stop is. We've got about an hour and a half. We're getting close to 12:30, and we need to make the rest stop sometime before 2. If you don't do it in time, the passengers start complaining. I had one lady saying, I need to smoke a cigarette. Well, interestingly, she said it, and I was about 2 kilometres from the final stop. You think I'm going to make a rest stop when we're 2 kilometres from the end of the route? I don't think so. She wanted to have a fag, and she was complaining bitterly I hadn't made a rest stop. The main reason being there wasn't one available, so it was impossible to actually make a rest stop. But we were only 2 kilometres from the final destination. I mean, you're not going to make a rest stop then, are you? And we were early arriving at the final destination anyway, so what she was complaining about I really don't know, but there you go. They're a funny bunch. Right, what have we got on this signpost? Nuremberg. Right, that's the Nuremberg junction. So we have to go round Nuremberg, sort of a bit like a ring road bypass, whatever you want to call it. And then the rest stop should appear. So on the sat nav we're looking for some services and a blue P for parking, which is the rest stop. That's what we're ideally looking for. And when we see that, we'll be pulling in there. And if you're not familiar with the rest stop process, you have to open both doors, turn off the engine, go outside your coach, rest, and then when you go back in your coach you have to check all your passengers. You're basically making sure everybody's got back on the bus, which is what any good coach driver should do anyway. And once you've checked them all and confirmed you've checked them all, you can get back on the way. But you'll see all of that when we get to this rest stop. Again, whether or not you completed a rest stop or not is something I've not included in the spreadsheet, but I could put in, and you could have a penalty for not completing it, but you could say you have when you haven't. So is there really any point? Because there's no way to get anything from Fernbus automatically to say yes you did or no you didn't. I might actually ask TML if there's any way they could just create a text file with the results of each trip in the way that Tourist Bus Simulator does. Because if you look at Tourist Bus Simulator, on the statistics for the routes that you drive, not the other drivers drive, but the routes that you drive, there are debriefs or customer comments or whatever you want to call them, which says what the customer rating was, and gives information apart from other things on how many crashes you had, how many speeding radar traps you were caught in, and various other information like rating for food and beverage service, air conditioning, all that stuff. So if they could do it in Tourist Bus Simulator, maybe they could do something similar in Fernbus, which just creates a text file or something that we could use to interrogate for the spreadsheet. Maybe we'll do something like that. I'll perhaps send Timo at TML a message and ask him. So I don't think that'd be hard for them to do. The information's all there because it's in the debrief at the end of the route anyway. Excuse me. It's just that after the route is complete, that information disappears as far as I know. Don't think there's any way to access it later for the various routes that you've driven during the game. Whereas if that was somehow stored into a text file, even if it was multiple files, one for each route, or one file which gets added to for each route, if you see what I mean. I might send him a message. So there's going to be an enhancement to Fernbus coming out when they release the France DLC, so maybe they could add it in. I don't think it would be that hard to do, but then I'm not a programmer, so what do I know? is the rest stop. So you can see a blue P has appeared on the sat-nav. One on the other side of the road you can see, but there'll be one on this side of the road as well. And there will be a parking area marked. To the right you can see the fuel area. We're not going there, we don't need fuel. But if you needed fuel you could go in there and refuel. Interesting, it gives a fuel price and it gives a fuel cost, but there's no actual economy in Fernbus to make use of that information anywhere. But the parking area will be at the end of these lorries, so just on our left. It's a bit tight, but you basically need to get in here. Oh!
Mein Nagel ist angerissen.
Yeah, sorry, your nail's chipped. Sorry, I clearly didn't do that very well. I normally do a much better job than that. Right, so what you need to do is open both doors, turn the engine off, get out of your seat, go outside, bring up the phone and click take a break. Wait a few seconds and the screen will fade out and fade in. An actual break done. Now you need to check all the passengers. So you'll see this thing, this circle comes up saying 0, 12. So you've got 12 people to check. So that's 1 done. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. Okay, once you've checked them all, hit escape again to bring up the phone and click on checked. Now the rest stop has gone greyed out, so that means it's done. So now we can just drive on to München. So if I go back, sit in the seat, start the bus up and off we go. Unfortunately I clipped the lorry as I came in, so my apologies for that, but there you go. Don't normally do that, that's the first time I've ever done that, but there you go. Right. So close the doors, ignition on, engine on, put it in gear, handbrake off we go. So that's a rest stop done. Joy. And for some reason, whenever you do a rest stop and you come out, the roads are completely empty. There's hardly any AI around. But as you go down the road a bit, the AI builds up again. But for some reason, it disappears completely when you do a rest stop. Or so it seems. And once we get going a bit, you'll see AI start to come back in. You can see some starting coming back in on the other side of the road now. And now there's some coming on this side of the road. For some reason, when you come out of the rest stop, there's no AI around. Never ever seems to be any. And it just suddenly reappears. It's quite strange, but there you go. You just thought there'd be a chance as you came out there you might have to wait as a couple of cars went by, but that never ever seems to happen. Anyway, München. Straight on. Don't really want to get stuck in this lane. So I'm going to move out because otherwise I might be in the wrong lane. Although I think I'll actually be alright. Yeah, I think I'm actually alright over here. Okay. Paranoid about getting stuck in the wrong lane and then the AI not letting me change lanes. Okay, so how are we doing for times? 20 to 2. We've got about an hour and a half to do 100 kilometres. We should be fine. Should have plenty of time. And I haven't exactly been thrashing it. I mean, most of the way we've been doing like 80, possibly 90 at times. We haven't really been doing 100 most of the time in the 100 kilometre limit. So you don't need to be right on the speed limits at all. Of course, the rest stop, the 15 minutes, is timed into the timetable, so that doesn't really cost you time. But all that said, you don't need to be pushing the speed limits at all. As long as you're not really dawdling, going really slow, you should generally be able to make it on time, I reckon. That said, something will go horribly wrong and we'll be late. You watch, but shouldn't be. Really shouldn't be. So we haven't had any Wi-Fi going down or restroom getting blocked as yet. Got some more services coming up. Are we going to get a police check? Can't see signs of one at the moment. You can normally see that red symbol from a fair way away. Those Wi-Fi going down or restroom getting blocked are completely random. It's part of the random events which have got set on maximum, so it's a chance we could get them. Not happening at the moment. If it does happen, a message will appear on the screen, initially in yellow and then fairly quickly it goes to red, telling you that there's a problem. We are getting pretty close to München now. Only about 50 odd kilometres out. We've got about an hour and a quarter still, so definitely going to be on time, if not pretty early. I would have thought. Ticket price? No, no ticket price on the back of that one. Some of them have a ticket price on the back. Just out of interest to see sometimes what the ticket price on the back might be, and just see if the ticket prices I'm using are anything like sort of right ballpark, but I don't think it matters a lot, to be honest. I sort of think in terms of economy anything's better than nothing, which is what Fernbus has got at the moment, is absolutely nothing. So okay, we need to go off here. Off and round the loop by the look of it. So München's off to the left somewhere. got to go down this exit. End of the motorway. That's handy. Those lights haven't gone green. There can't be anything coming down there now. So we can pull straight out. Okay, so this must lead into München then, by the look of things. So more traffic lights here, yes. And they're red. Well, not for long though, that's handy. Right. Okay, so we're 26 kilometres out with nearly an hour to go. So barring earthquake, meteor strike or some other natural disaster, we're going to be on time. More than on time, I would think. Not that I'm inviting a natural disaster, you understand. Okay, we're coming past a fuel station somewhere here. Rather large office building or something to the right. Taylor and Co, I think that said. Ooh, what are those tower things in front of us? It's not a church, is it? One thing I do like in the game is if you go to Cologne, the cathedral looks really nice. Cologne Cathedral looks really good, I have to say. We might do Cologne as the western hub actually. You'll see it. I think it looks really cool. There's that strange needle thing in front of us, which you see in München. Not sure what that's about, but there it is. I'm not sure what it is. They're all blasting their horns again. I don't know what about. It's not me. I'm sure they're not having a go at me. I'm just stopped at a red traffic light. Whenever you're in a town, you can hear the horns going. I've got to say, this journey has gone quite well. Apart from clipping that lorry when I parked in the rest spot, which is very unlike me, I have to say, this has not been bad. I don't think I've had any other crashes. I don't think I'll be done for speeding anywhere. I think the passengers have been reasonably happy, which is pretty unusual for them, but they have. I don't think they complained about much. I'm not sure any of them will suggest I'm promoted at the end of this, but we'll see. I think we're going to be comfortably on time, because we've got 15 kilometres to go and half an hour to do it, so that shouldn't be beyond the realms of possibility. So on the whole, I'd say this is pretty much a success. Not that I ever like to say such things until I've actually got there and done it, but I'd say something pretty catastrophic would have to happen now. Sure what they're all blasting their horns about, but I really don't think it's anything to do with me. I'm certainly going to claim that it's not. Okay, so it looks like it's straight on at these lights and then right. I don't remember the actual layout of München and how you get to the I think it's a Zob that we're going to. If I remember rightly, it's a combined bus and rail station, and the bus station is underneath the rail station. I think that's right. I think we sort of go underneath the rail station. The railway lines are above us when we park. I'm not sure. I think that's right. We'll see when we get there anyway. I've seen criticism online that all the cities look the same, but I don't know how you can say that. I mean, this looks completely different to Urfa or Hanover. I mean, the buildings are different. Yeah, the roads are similar and traffic lights. Traffic lights are traffic lights. I mean, what do you expect them to look like? They're not going to be different colours. They're going to be red, yellow and green, for God's sake. I mean, I think the cities are different. I mean, Cologne Cathedral is Cologne Cathedral. You're not going to see Cologne Cathedral in Munich. I think the cities are different. I mean, the bus stations are different and everything. I think it's pretty good. But I guess some people will always criticise anything, so I mean, as a game developer, I guess you can never win. You never please everybody, will you? Whatever you do. What's the expression? You can please some of the people all the time, all the people some of the time, you'll never please all the people all the time. And that's very true. I think the cities look pretty good. A lot of the buildings are the same style, but then it's all in Germany, so you wouldn't expect them to be vastly different, really. But you do get some different office buildings around different cities and stuff. I think they're pretty good. I think they're pretty cool, actually. I think they're nice. Anyway, 7 kilometres to go, still got 20 minutes, and it's straight on down here. Seem to have been in München for quite some time and not got near the bus station yet. Big city, clearly. We seem to have been here a fair while and not got anywhere near the bus station yet. Still got 7 kilometres to go. Well, 6 now. No, hang on. Right, straight on at this one and then left by the look of it. And the stop is actually appearing on the sat-nav. I'm not sure, but I think this is actually the Zob. I think it's ZOB. I'm not sure. See, I think that up top is a rail station. I think that's what that is. I may be wrong. It wouldn't surprise me. We go round here. See, this is the bus station. And if you see what I mean, I think the rail station is above here. So I think we're in the bus station down here and the rail station is above us. I think that's what's going on. I could be wrong, but I think that's what's up there. Like I said, you don't see trains to know, but it could be that's what's going on. But anyway, this is our stop. That's what counts.
Vorher gewusst hätte, wie schnell und günstig Fernbusse sein können.
Schnell is quick, I know that much. What else she said, I'm not entirely sure. She's going on about how quick and convenient buses are. Yes, madam, they are when I drive them. It's quite fun. Let me just do this. was going to say, it's quite fun when you check your passengers in. Don't open the luggage door so they can't put their bags on. It's quite fun, some of the things they say. Like they'll say, "Open Sesame doesn't work on the luggage compartment." I think that's quite funny. Well, no, you're quite right, it doesn't. I'll open it for you. So, anyway, we are here. So, we can log out. We can go to our spreadsheet. We can say we're on time. And we've made money. So, if we go back and now check our summary, we've now made €361 so far. We're 100% for routes on time still. One of them was darn close, but I think we were on time on that route. We've carried 56 passengers in total now. Total income 1,600, total cost 1,200. That's not bad really, is it? I don't know what percentage profit that is, what your profit margin would be, but it's not bad. It's about 20%. 360 out of 1,600 is about 20% ish, round that. So that's not bad. It's not bad. Okay. Well, next time it'll be go back München to Erfurt. So I'll see you for that. In the meantime, take care. Hope you're enjoying it, and I'll see you next time. Bye now.